Greetings everybody, Patty here on a beautiful sunny day in California, looking at another dry day. And here from the Millennium Report, yes, disregard the date because it does not matter. Okay. Operation Cloverleaf, the most dangerous weapons tested program in world history. Chemtrails, aerosol, and electromagnetic weapons in the age of nuclear war. By Amy Worthington. North America is now suffering its 7th year of conspicuous and dangerous aerosol and electromagnetic operations conducted by the U.S. government under the guise of national security. Concerned citizens watch in fear as military tankers discolor the skies with toxic chemicals that morph into synthetic clouds. We continually witness bizarre meteorological occurrences as powerful electromagnetic devices manipulate both the jet stream, that's HAARP, and individual storm fronts to create artificial weather and climatic conditions, such as all the rain that California got. That was man-made, alright? That wasn't natural. That was a black operation to flood California, done on purpose by human. Okay, black operations projects embedded within these aerosol missions are documented to sicken and disorient select populations with biological test agents and psychotronic mind-mood control technologies. Okay. Part of what is happening in the atmosphere above us involves the Pentagon's secret space weapons program, designed for strategic, operational, and tactical levels of war. NASA missions will soon be transferred to Pentagon control. So I'm going to switch over to an open letter to President Trump, our greater destiny. Mr. President, please shut down the chemtrails on January 20th, right when he was inaugurated, and terminate chemical geoengineering. An open letter to President Donald Trump. Dear Mr. President, there is no greater assault by the New World Order globalists on the sovereignty of the United States of America than the daily spraying of toxic chemtrail aerosols through the skies everywhere. This extremely dangerous chemical geoengineering program, implemented by the U.S. military, must be shut down ASAP for many obvious reasons. The most obvious is that such deliberate pollution of our skies can only happen when the U.S. federal government permits it. As POTUS, you are Commander-in-Chief of the U.S. Armed Forces and possess the power to close down geoengineering operations immediately. Only with the full support of the executive branch can such a harmful program be carried out on a regular basis. Therefore, we the people will know that when this highly destructive spraying stops, you, Mr. President, are really in charge of the American Republic. Why have the New World Order globalists been chemical geoengineering the skies over America for decades with absolute impunity? Now that's a question that every conscious American wants an answer to. There are many purposes behind the chemtrail aerosols, as we all know. However, the most significant objective is that the incessant chemical geoengineering, in tandem with the conveyance of HAARP frequencies through the chem clouds, have pushed the planet into a serious global climate change scenario. I'm gonna say global climate chaos. This little factoid is lost on many. It really is critical for the Trump administration to fully understand the true geodynamic and atmospheric consequences of geoengineering. For the entire global warming scam hinges upon the high volumes of alumina, which then becomes hydrated aluminum oxide, very toxic, in chemical and chemtrail aerosols. Just one last point about man-made climate change. Yes, climate change was and is and will be man-made as long as the skies of the world are sprayed with aerosol containing aluminum oxide. The fact is that chemically mobile aluminum is extremely hygroscopic. This particular property has caused a dramatic... I'm sorry, I have my cat on my lap again. Messing with my wires. Okay, this particular property has caused a dramatic increase in the amount of water vapor that is generated worldwide. Water vapor is already the most abundant greenhouse gas, which few understand. While CO2 is also a greenhouse gas, it is man-made over generation of water vapor that is pushing the planet to the edge of the envelope, both figuratively and literally. Hence, the more water vapor in the planetary atmosphere, the more global warming will take place. Hopefully you are getting the picture, Mr. President. Look closely wherever there are a lot of chemtrail activity. There's also a lot of chemcloud cover and much more precipitation in those places. Because chemtrail operations intensify rain events considerably. I'm going to repeat that. Because chemtrail operations intensify rain events considerably. You see this right here? In California, it just got flooded. 1 + 1 = 2. The global hydrological cycle has also been significantly affected. The bottom line here is that the radical uptick in the amount of water vapor worldwide has substantially contributed to the greenhouse effect. Right, the following essay clearly explains this whole process. We hope that your administration takes a close look at it, as well as some of the other scientific research papers that are posted at this website. We conclude this letter by asking why the U.S. government has been dumping massive amounts of coal fly ash in our skies. This is the very same coal fly ash that is removed, as per EPA rules and regulations, from coal-fired power plants. How does that happen except by very purposeful design of the geoengineers? As citizens, we know that until this environmentally barbaric practice is stopped once and for all, we and our children and our grandchildren are not safe, and that our air and water, land and food will be poisoned by the steady onslaught of geoengineering chemicals. Please, Mr. President, make this your first priority as you enter the White House. Well, it wasn't his first. I hope he makes it a priority. So please, Mr. President, make this a priority. The whole world is in desperate need of a permanent ban on chemtrail operations. Thank you for your attention to this highly consequential matter, and may God help you and your presidency keep us all safe. Very sincerely and matter-of-factly, the U.S. citizens concerned about chemtrails. P.S. FYI, they also spray chemicals in Washington, D.C., as seen in this photo. Okay, and until next time, thank you so much for watching, everybody, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.